All right, so good morning, all, and once again, a very warm welcome to the Science of Mind Club. And the agenda of this club is to again go forward on our journey of self mastery, science of mind, and the topic which is very, very close to our hearts now is self coaching because this is where we are becoming better every time. Okay, so some of you might be wondering that where is this self coaching journey coming from, stemming from. I would say that this self coaching journey was my own intervention where in my life I used to wonder that when will I get the right coach? When will I get the right coach? And I realized that while I was waiting for the right coach to come in my life, life itself was the best coach to me. Okay. And why I say that is because when you are getting some success in life, when you are getting some opportunities in life, some growth in life, life is very, very simple. It's very, very easy. It's a celebration. But the moment you are getting some challenges, many times people feel that, oh my God, this is a challenge. Oh my God, why it is only happening to me? Why always me? You might have felt that way, or you might have people who are thinking like that. But let me tell you, friends, that that particular moment is life's way of teaching us something very important as a quality, which is called resilience. So I always say this that in your life, these waves will not stop. The waves of life. They will never stop. There will be ups and downs and all of this. What we need to learn is we need to learn how to surf with them. Okay. This is by a mindfulness teacher, John Kabat-Zinn, and he says that you can't stop the wave from coming, but you can always learn surfing. And surfing, for that matter, is the adventure sports. It's not considered as a regular sport. It is an adventure sports, which means that life is an adventure. Okay, we have to be very, very curious what is coming up in the next day and how I can make the best out of the next day. So this is what my first thought for the day is. And the second thought, one word you can identify from these blocks. What is one word that stands out to you? One word that stands out to you. You can type it in the chat box, or if any of you want to unmute, we have Dinesh, Hanumant, Himanshu, Amruta. Yeah, anybody can type. So the one word that stands out, let me kind of share that with you. I think my friend told me that it is carpe diem, which means seize the day. Seize the day in what sense? Seize the day means that live your life fully, be in the moment. Because until unless we are distracted, we are not able to seize the full moment, full opportunity of that moment. So your life is your message. For that friend of mine, and she had a tattoo, carpe diem, where she's saying seize the day. So that is her motto of the life with which she is living her life. So what is your message of life? What is that one thought? What if your life is supposed to be a message? What is one thought? What is one underlying message with which you want to live your life? What is your life philosophy? So this is about your life being a message. And any kind of growth in life, any kind of incremental growth, progressive growth, or growth in a general sense, that is not happening in our life in a comfort zone. So all five or six of us who are there on this call, we are here with an intention that let's invest one of the days so that we can capture the rest of the 6 days of the week. Or let's invest one of the hours of our day so that we can control the rest of the 23 hours of the day. So this is the point of leverage, but this point of leverage is not existing within our reach. Yeah, this point of leverage is out of our comfort zone. And let us understand that any growth, it begins at the end of your comfort zone. Okay, so I appreciate all of you who are there on this call on a Sunday morning, because this is where we have delved into a learning zone which is out of our comfort zone, and that is how our growth will happen. Okay? And very specifically, if you ask me that what kind of people evolve, what kind of species evolve, I'll not say that it's not the most intelligent of all and all of this. It's just one simple thing, which is people who are ready to put them onto a particular task and just be there over and over again. So, one of my heroes while I was growing up was Bruce Lee. Okay, Bruce Lee. I think people are know a lot of stories about Bruce Lee, the Chinese martial artist, or I would say he was the US martial artist, but he brought the China's Kung Fu to the forefront. He was a legend of Kung Fu. So Bruce Lee was an average guy, and there are a lot of things which are, you know, famous about him. Very few people know the reality that he was facing. I don't know how many people know this, but they said that when they were shooting the movies, they used to slow down the camera so that they could capture the motion, the action that Bruce Lee used to perform. Okay, if any of you know any other such important updates about Bruce Lee, or any things which are so unique about him, you can just put it on the chat window. But I'll tell you two more. I'll tell you two more. Okay, Bruce Lee, when he was practicing, he was known to do a lot of repetitions. In fact, now his daughter Shannon Lee, she runs this Bruce Lee Foundation, and this you can find it. It is all around the internet. It's they have their website, they have their Instagram page where they keep on sharing his wisdom, his insights. So Shannon, some time back, she shared Bruce Lee's diary, and on that diary, you'll be amazed the consistency with which he used to practice, the consistency with which he used to kind of do those repetitions. Maybe it is on Monday, he's going for a jog. He has jotted all that down in his beautiful handwriting. So he was also a kind of a person, it's like people in our club, we always like to journal, we think, we reflect, we plan. He was the same person. In fact, there was a letter that he has written to himself before he became a superstar from Hong Kong and from China. He wrote that letter that I will be excellent one day. And then he wrote all that letter. So he was consistently manifesting that, consistently working on himself. And one quote that he shared is that Bruce Lee says that I do not fear the man who knows 10,000 kicks, but I'm afraid of the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So, who are the people who will be evolving a lot? Who are the people who will be succeeding? I will not say that it's the most intelligent or the strongest of the species. So, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, not the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. People who are adaptable, people who are consistent, people who have this determination that yes, they can do it. Okay, usually those are the people who do it. Okay, and I believe in this will of people to succeed. Okay, and there are you when you look at people, some of the most common people with this uncommon belief, they are the ones who eventually succeed and make big in life. So, whatever is our goal, as this session or the series is for self coaching, whatever is our goal, we set the theme and we take one micro action, micro step around it with that belief, with that responsiveness to change. Okay. And last but not the least, on our 5 wonderful thoughts to start our day with, this may look like a gaming wallpaper. Some of you like to play video games and are into movies and all that. But let me just connect it back to a very very powerful quote by one of the legends that I admire. His name is Joseph Campbell, and he says that the cave that you are afraid to go in, the cave you fear to enter, holds the treasure that you seek. Very powerful quote. Yeah. So the cave, which means whatever is one thing which you have been putting off for some time, just like a cave that probably I'll not do it or I'll do it tomorrow, or whatever is one fear that you are not able to conquer. If you step over it, if you stand up to the occasion and if you do it, that holds the treasure for your efficiency, effectiveness, and that version 2.0 that you have been waiting for. So, friends, this is, I would say, if you were to take away one lesson or one learning from this entire 30-40 minutes that we spent together on today's class, I think this will be that golden nugget. You can just simply take a snapshot of it. I'm okay with that. But remember that the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. This is the most important learning. And there was a person who was called Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche, he also said that something on a similar lines, that it is most of the time when we are thinking that, oh my god, that this is a problem that I have, oh my god, this is a challenge that I have, and all of this, so we create a resistance around our challenges, and we forget that in every challenge, every dragon that we fight, so he said that the man who fights too long against dragons becomes a dragon himself. Now think about it. It's about unlocking that power that comes in the challenge, facing a problem, facing a challenge, slaying a dragon. If you want to increase your effectiveness, if you want to increase your strength, your resilience, make sure that we are standing up for all the challenges in our life. And with that note, I would like to again welcome all of you to the Science of Mind Club. And this club is about inspiration that we have drawn from these two legends. One is the Vietnamese monk Thich Nhat Hanh. His life is an inspirational story in itself. I have written 70 plus books on Zen teacher, almost respected and admired by everyone across the world. And he was one of the prominent figures in mindfulness. And second is Marshall Goldsmith, my mentor. He's my guru of coaching, from whom I've learned a lot of things on coaching. And what I've done is that I've simplified some of those things into micro learnings. And this is where this 21 part series is all about, bringing piece by piece pieces of the puzzle or the pieces of the recipe together on self coaching. The Science of Mind Club, as I told last time as well, is a way of creating a community of leaders, of learners. We have got writers who are here, we have got software professionals who are here, we have got a lot of creative people, and sooner than later, this will build up. And my intention is that we keep on sharing ideas which are positive, ideas related to psychology, neuro-linguistic programming, mindfulness, and we support each other so that we stay positive. Okay, so feel free to join if you have not joined um, our newsletter and our community. This is a QR code. It's a warm invitation. It's a free club. It will always be like that. Okay. And be curious, because curiosity is that wakes you up on a Sunday morning and you land up on a call like this. Curiosity is what will help you to learn about a topic that you want to learn. And curiosity is something that will help you to apply and transform with your learning. Okay. So always stay curious. Now, this is our roadmap of self-coaching series, friends. There are 21 such videos that we have created, classes that we have done. And in all the 21, there is a mindset of a coach or a self-coach which is getting created, the skill set of coaching which is getting created, and finally the tool set is now going to come to you. Okay. Now, as you can see, the first 7 classes, power of intention, practicing pause, asking questions, listening and thinking, thanking or expressing gratitude, accountability, and seeking mentors. This kind of prepares the soil, prepares the ground for receiving the coaching or doing self coaching for yourself or doing that coaching for somebody else. So, this is a mindset, I would say. The skill set is there are certain skills like feed forward, goal setting, doing a deeper dive analysis, transforming your reality, analyzing it better, seeking options, setting frames. So, this is all about skills which will be important for coaching. And finally, now we are talking about way forward, that how do we kind of crystallize all of our learnings into an actionable roadmap. And that's where our plans that we are creating will be materialized. Okay, and how do they will be materialized? It starts with reflection, it starts with journaling, and then we get into this creative creation, manifestation, and finally we take actions for crystallizing all those efforts into materialized results. Okay, so and on a different level, although I have not shared this earlier, but I'll share this with you today. If you look at it, it also has the globally known framework of coaching, which is called Grow model or Grow framework of coaching, which stands for goal, reality, options, and way forward, integrated in it. Okay. So this is a beautiful journey that we have cultivated, that we have taken together. And today we are on 15th leg of this journey. If you have not caught up with us so far, all the videos are available on our YouTube channel called the Self Mastery Zone, and you will find all those videos there. And today's sharing is all about focusing on going forward with a way forward attitude. So, the way forward attitude is about progressing. So, last time we shared that setting up goals is important, judging the way how your reality is progressing is important, creating some options are important. But at this leg, let me just tell you very, very honestly that instead of making a plan on the book or 100 plans on the book, executing two plans in reality is more fulfilling and satisfying to you and for your goals, because this is about action. I'm a kind of a person who has got a lot of respect for the mentors and equal respect for the implementers, people who are mentors and implementers of their art, people who are action driven, people who like to own up things, because these are the people who are able to gain something in their life. So there are people who get stuck up in a perfection trap, whereas there are people who are making progress, even if it is one bit of a progress, but it is a progress. So the mindset that we have to be wary about at this stage in our journey is, do not get stuck up in a perfection trap that, okay, I have analyzed my coaching goal, I have analyzed my reality, let me do a little bit more analysis paralysis, let me also find 10 more options. Now that is a perfection trap, friends. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Always take one step daily towards your goal. Have that little bit of progress going on. As Marshall Goldsmith says, that progress is built on consistent steps, not massive leaps. Okay, so you need not over plan. You don't need to get into the analysis paralysis zone, or you need not think that, okay, one fine day I'll take that big step. So there is a story that Marshall Goldsmith says that in everyone's life there are things that they want to do. There are experiences that they are putting off, or there are important things in their life. It's like that, which they have, which they say, one day, one day I'll do it. One day the sun will shine too bright, and that day I will take it up. It happens with us, yes or no? Just give me your comments on the chat section. If it happened with you, yes, no. Y is for yes, N is for no. Let me know what the group thinks. Okay, there are people who say no. That means they are not into putting off things too much. That's a good thing. What about others? Sometimes, Mitesh, Since if 9 out of 10 people you ask, and I would say that some of you are an exception to the general rule who are on this call, because you are very, very self-driven. Most of the times people do struggle with these things, okay, where they have a habit of putting things to the last minute or saying not today but one fine day. And see, the worst part is then when we start to put our dreams on such kind of a back burner, where we said that no, I'll do it tomorrow, maybe today's now is not the right time to rise and shine. So the most important thing that we can do in our life is to walk with full presence, to understand that there is no tomorrow which we are waiting for. Today is the right day. And it's not about always doing things right, doing things perfectly, but sometimes it is doing the right thing. So do things right and do the right things. Make sure that you are taking that step. So take a pause. Whatever was your self coaching goal that has driven you to this point where on a Sunday morning you have got up early, you have showed up on a Sunday class, write 2 actions or 2 micro actions that you want to take for your goal. Because, friends, one is about listening to all this and knowing all this. It is good. But what is even better, if you ask me, what is even better than knowing all this is just getting your hands dirty and applying some of the things and watching for the results and doing that lesson learned yourself. I think that is the best learning in action. So take a minute or two. If your goal or your aim of this self-coaching journey is something, maybe for some of you it is becoming, a Himanshu 2.0 from Himanshu 1.0. And for that, learning few more skills. Or for some of you, let's say Hanuman says that, okay, my goal is be a better professional. And for that, I have to pick up these skills. Or whatever is your self-coaching goal on which you are working on, write 2 things that you're going to do in the coming week to take a solid front step, solid forward step as a way forward. What are some of the steps that can emerge into that? Okay? Take a moment, write that. Let's honor that pause. Let's honor that mindfulness with which we can take this step. Okay? Because somebody said, till the time, until unless we don't do things differently, we are going to get the same results over and over again. Very true. What will be 1 or 2 things that you want to take as a bold step towards your goal? If any of you would like to share on the chat, please feel free, because this gives you validation that yes, I have made that decision and I want to share it with the world. Feel free to do that. And this will be the right community to share, because these are people who are in the same vibration. This is your tribe. We are sharing the same vibration of growth mindset, of a learner mindset, of supporting each other on this. Very, very important. So creating a way forward will require your 100% presence. It will require your full presence. Walk with your full presence on this, and that super focus. That is very important. Yeah, Hanuman says, don't get stuck up in things. Have a holistic approach. No procrastination. Yeah, that's a beautiful plan. What are 2 things in your checklist that you are going to do in the coming week? Make that progress. Okay, so make it very, very specific. In way forward, have those specific concrete actions. Get that clarity onboarded. The clarity on direction, it beats obsession over speed. The clarity, and I'll repeat that, clarity over direction beats obsession over speed. You need not take a very high speed, or you may not think that it is just with a super focus. Even if you do simple things, as Thich Nhat Hanh, the mindfulness teacher, says that even with the regular thing, mundane things, if you do it with super focus, they become extraordinary meditation in action. So have that 100% presence and write 1 or 2 things that you want to do. How will you know? How will you know that I know that you have taken that step? Okay, maybe the next class when we meet, You can say that, Anupam, in my self-coaching journey, the way how I have coached myself is in my last class where you were discussing way forward, I have written down three things so that I do not procrastinate. These are the three things which I was putting off for quite some time. This was my cave. And this time when I met, okay, I had, life happened to me. I was not able to complete all three of them, but I am able to complete two of them and I feel good about it. And that's the way I know, that's the way you know that we have made progress on this goal. This is like a contract. Amruta says that will I have a plan? Self-reflection, identify my areas, maintaining consistency, a little progress every day leads to great. Beautiful. Beautifully you have summarized this, Amruta. Okay. Couldn't have asked for a better summary. And this is done one breath at a time. So every way forward includes letting go of things which are not working for you, no longer serving you. And with every mindful breath, you are choosing the next right action. Remember, I have said it is the next right action, not the perfect action. Amitesh says journaling. I'll be journaling and I'll be measuring. Beautiful. And I'm glad that Amitesh you brought that measuring aspect. And this is, friends, when we share, all of us learn. Somebody said that you cannot improve what you can't measure. So it is about measuring. And for measuring it, this is where instead of saying that I am going to be a different person by tomorrow, you are just putting together those micro actions, those small actions that will help you. Yeah. And you let go of the 1.0 version of yourself so that you can go towards the future, which is your version 2.0. Okay. One breath at a time, one mindful breath at a time. And this is all about incremental progress, micro actions for macro results. I'm a big believer of incremental action. Some of you have heard me saying this over and over again that the way forward is made by walking mindfully one breath at a time, taking one micro habit, one micro action at a time. Okay. And that's how we kind of break the patterns as well, Amrita, when very valid that you brought this point. See, all these older patterns, they are at play because we think that breaking them will require a big step, a giant step. Whereas the question that you need to ask, and probably I can give that as a takeaway, a final takeaway to all of you is the question that will unlock your way forward plan. Okay. So friends, please feel free to note it down if you have a pen and a paper. Or if you don't, you can just simply take a screenshot of this. I'm okay with that, as I said many times. This is a key question. What is the smallest, most honest step I can take forward today? What is the smallest? So it may not be something very big. What is the smallest and the most honest step that you are going to take today so that you move forward? Okay. Maybe for somebody who's not good at planning, the smallest step will be buying a diary or a journal or downloading that productivity app and writing 5 things that he or she wants to do. Admitting, Hanuman, thank you so much. Admitting that there is something to change. That awareness can be the very first smallest step. Okay, a lot of the people they don't admit. Brilliant. See, I like the way how we are engaging in this community. Maybe sooner than later, I'll create a Telegram channel of some kind or WhatsApp group of some kind where we all can freely interact. But then I love the ideas with which you have showed up, guys. And if you ask me, that now we have already covered 2/3 of the journey, and this 1/3 of the part of self coaching is remaining. This will be all about some solid ideas to convert all of this into an action plan. Okay, so next, what I'm going to share with you is that how some of the action plans become very powerful. How do we convert a realization that we had or a micro action that we have thought to a micro commitment? Okay, so that is what we are going to share. I'm also going to share with you what can be some of the pitfalls once you kind of get that clarity, and how do you kind of create that leadership, create a kind of a follow up, or have that accountability partner And there is where I see this group as very, very instrumental in supporting each other on their plan, on their journeys. Okay. So yeah, and Amrita says true accountability. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. So friends, the journey ahead is exciting. We will be definitely sharing all this learning more. I'll be sharing some more resources for those of you who are on this call. And if, let's say, you need some more time, because I understand that time is always on of essence on these calls, I will be setting up some more sessions or some more calls where you can get into just purely Q&A, because I know that we have a short time for this. But take care of yourself, take care of your parents and your friends around you, and keep allowing yourself to kind of grow in the direction which you want to go. And definitely keep on learning, because learning is fun. If any of you would need a 101 discussion further on your action plan, on your goals, please feel free to kind of drop me a note. I'll be more than happy to collaborate with you. It's a pro bono session, it's a pro bono coaching that I have taken up. Yeah, and a lot of it is the resource which is available to us on this YouTube channel. It's just starting, but you'll find a lot of these resources which I've started to do. Okay? So please feel free to work towards your goal. What we have shared today is that more than perfection, it is progress that matters, taking that micro action that matters, and making sure that you are taking one honest step, one, even the smallest and the most honest step that you can take today. Go forward on your goal. That is what we have shared. And clarity, it always beats speed. So start with clarity. Start to put together your way forward plan. That if this was my goal, this is how I'm coaching myself. This will be 2 to 3 things that I will be putting together as my way forward. As Amritesh said, that it's about measurement. How do we kind of measure that we are actually and really progressing? Okay. And choose the next right action, not the perfect action. And last but not the least, from my side, there is an offering. If any one of you would like to kind of bounce ideas further, have a more personalized one-on-one connection, even for people who are on the YouTube will listening to this later on, the invitation stands. I'll be more than happy to kind of connect with you and share more ideas. Okay. So on that note, thank you so much for your active participation. Loved the energy on the chat room today. And maybe next time we'll also set up some time for our Q&A in detail. But thank you so much for your active participation. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday ahead, and I wish you a great week ahead. Okay? Thank you. All the very best. I'll talk to you next time.